Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari
Sadanandana Prajajana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Ramona Tera Banachari
Yamuna
Yamuna
Tira
Tira Vanachari
Ramadhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya
Jaya
Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari
Yasadanandana Pradana Ranjana
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana
Natera Ganachari
Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Rama
Rama
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada
Jaya
Jaya
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada Prabhupada
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada Srila
Srila
Prabhupada
Prabhupada.
Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Stotrasta Srishtimad Bhangras Avai Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki
Jai
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki
Jai
Shri Lakshmi Narsingh Dev Giriraj Krishna Sri Radha Ramanju Ki
Jai
Balaram Sri Radha Sam Sundar Sri Gaurnitai Ki
Jai
Antaras Srimad Bhagavatam Ki
Jai
Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo
Om
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Vasudevaya.
Bhagavatam Canto 1 Chapter 8 Prayers by Queen Kunti Text 32 Kechidahorajam jatam
केचिदाहुरजं जातम्
Punya slokasya kirtaye
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
प्रियस्यान्योद्वाये
यदो प्रियास्यान्भवाये
यदोः प्रियस्यान्ववाये
यदो प्रियास्यान्भवाये
मलयस्येव चन्दनम्
मलयस्यैव
मलयस्यैव
चन्दनम्
चन्दनम्
केचिदाहुरजं जातम्
केचिदाहुरजं
पूरजं
जातं
जातं
तस्य कीर्तये
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
वाये
यदो
यतो
प्रियास्यान्ववाये
प्रियास्यान्भवाये
तस्यैव चन्दनम्
मलयस्यैव
मलयस्य
चन्दनम्
Please recite.
चन्दनम्
केचिदाहुरजं जातं
केचिदाहुरजं जातं
जातं
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
यदो प्रियस्य नं प्रवाये
यदो
यदो
प्रियशयनं भवाये
प्रियस्यान्ववाये
मल्यस्येव चन्दनम्
लयस्येव
मलयस्यैव
चन्दनं
चन्दनम्
केचिदाहुरजं जातं
केचिदारूरजं जातं
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
पुण्यश्लोकस्य
पुण्यश्लोकस्य
कीर्तये
कीर्तये
यदो प्रियशयन्भवाये
यदो प्रियस्य
प्रियस्यान्भवाये
भव्याय
मलयस्येव अन्दनम्
मलस्यैव
मलयस्यैव
चन्दनम् केचिदाहुरजं जातं
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये
यदो
यदो
यदो प्रियस्यान्भवाये
प्रियस्यान्ववाये
मलयस्यैव
मलयस्यैव
चन्दनम्
चन्दनम्
केचित् someone
केचित् someone
aho
आहो
says
ajam
says Ajam
unborn
the unborn
unborn
jatam
born
being born
punyashlokasya
punyashlokasya
the great pious king
the great pious king
kirtaye
kirtaye
glorifying
for glorifying
Yadoho
yadoho
Yadu
of King Yadu
Priyasya
priyasya
of the
of the deer
Annavaye
anbhavaye
the family of
in the family of
Malayasya
Malayasya
Malaya hills
Malaya hills
Iva
Iva has
Chandanam
Chandanam sandalwood.
purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Some say that the unborn is born for the glorification of pious kings. Others say that he is born to please King Edu, one of your dearest devotees. You appear in his family as sandalwood appears in the Malay hill. Purport. Because the Lord's appearance in this material world is bewildering, there are different opinions about the birth of the unborn. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord says he takes his birth in material world, although he is the Lord of all creations and is unborn. So there cannot be any denial of birth of unborn because he himself establishes the truth. But still there are different opinions as to why he takes his birth. That is also declared in Bhagavad Gita. He appears by his own internal potency to re-establish the principle of religion and to protect the pious and to annihilate the impious. That is the mission of the appearance of the unborn. Still, it is said the Lord is there to glorify the pious king Yudhishthira. Lord Sri Krishna certainly wanted to establish the kingdom of Pandavas for the good of all in the world. When there is a pious king ruling over the world, the people are happy. When the ruler is impious, the people are unhappy. In the age of Kali, in most cases, the rulers are impious. Therefore, citizens are also continuously unhappy. But in the case of democracy, the impious citizens themselves elect their representative to rule over them, and therefore they cannot blame anyone for their unhappiness. Maharaja Nala was also celebrated as a great pious king, but he had no connection with the Lord Krishna. Therefore, Maharaja Yudhishthira is meant here to be glorified by Lord Krishna. The Lord had already glorified King Yadu, having taken birth in his family. Although he is known as Yadava, Yaduvira, Yadunandana, etc., he is always independent of such obligations. He is just like the sandalwood that grows in the Malay hills. Trees can grow anywhere and everywhere, yet because the sandalwood trees grow mostly in the area of Malay hills, the name sandalwood and the Malay hills are interrelated. Therefore, the conclusion is that the Lord is ever unborn like the sun, yet he appears as the sun rises on the eastern horizon. As the sun is never the sun of the eastern horizon, so the Lord is no one's son, but is the father of everything that be. Nama Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prestaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvisesa Sunyavadi, Paschat Desatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Dear devotees, thank you for joining in the Bhagavatam class. The eastern horizon is glorified because sun appears in east. Otherwise, eastern horizon has no locus standi as far as sun is concerned. Sun is independent of eastern horizon. But sun appears every day early morning in the eastern horizon. And that is why the east direction has been glorified. Similarly, Yadus are glorified because Krishna, who is unborn, who is always existing, he appeared in the Yadu dynasty. Few days back I was talking about Yati. Yati was a very powerful king. He had conquered the entire world, also beyond world. And he was cursed by his father-in-law that he will attain premature, because his wife complained to his father-in-law that Papa, see how low class this idiot is. And he is having a relationship with another girl who is my maidservant. So he got a countermeasure in the form that he can still attain his youth if he can exchange his invalidity, old age, with someone who is young. So Yati, although he was very powerful, he was following religious principles, but his heart was bleeding with the desire to enjoy. So he begged, shamelessly he begged each and every son, please give your youth to me. No son agreed except Puru. So Puru validity, while the father went on enjoying his sex life and all the sense gratification that are available being a king. But as he was enjoying, he realized that passion is something you add more ghee, it is like adding more ghee into the fire. You can't douse the fire by adding ghee. You'll only increase its intensity. By engaging in passionate activities, you only increase passion. And he also saw today or tomorrow he is going to die. So he realized now time has come for him to depart for the jungle and attain Krishna consciousness, living among seekers of truth. He took a decision that he will, and he gave back his youth to the son and attained invalidity and old age and departed. So obviously Yayati's eldest son Yadu, who was the rightful claimant of the kingdom, didn't get it. When you are the eldest and you don't inherit the kingdom, and the youngest Puru gets the kingdom, so you become dejected. That made Yadu to practice Krishna consciousness. Yadu accepted a spiritual master, followed the principles. And you see now, Krishna didn't appear in Puru dynasty, he appeared in Yadu dynasty. Why? Even if Puru did a wonderful thing, because Puru made a statement that, oh my father, you don't have to beg, you order me, because this body is yours, you have given me. You have full claim over this body. Please take it, don't beg. It is yours. So by doing so, Krishna established the principle that Krishna consciousness is far superior than any other so-called dharma. So you can have Pitru dharma, Matru dharma, Pati dharma, Guru dharma, Raja dharma, your own Varna Asrama dharma. But when it comes to Krishna consciousness, all other dharma becomes secondary. The primary dharma is to surrender to Krishna. But the point here is, Kunti Devi is saying, some are saying, is not saying what she is saying. Some are saying that you appeared in the dynasty, in the family of Yadu, one of your dearest devotees. You see? So Yadu became very dear to Krishna because being deprived of kingdom, he didn't get dejected. He didn't make a plan how to dislodge his younger brother and attain the kingdom by force, nor did he do any kind of conspiracy to dethrone his youngest brother. Rather, he took it upon himself, realizing these are all illusion. To have house, bungalow, family, bank balance, these are all illusion. Because ultimately, at death, the more you are anabrutam, uncovered, better you are to remember Krishna. Like 5 days before, we decided that we will go to Ganga for taking bath for 5 days continuously. And today is 5th day, and we didn't know that today was Mauni Amavasya. I don't know how many of you know, in Kumbh Mela, Mauni Amavasya is the day on which maximum people take bath. Okay, so that is dharma. That is how Mauni Amavasya taking bath is. So I was seeing so many ladies and everybody is taking bath today in Bithur. And but it is by the arrangement of Krishna, we also got, we didn't go to take bath in Ganga because we wanted some punya. But by arrangement of Krishna, the 5th day was also Mauni Amavasya. So this is the nature of Krishna consciousness. If you surrender to Krishna, all other piety would follow you. But when you follow the piety, that you lose Krishna consciousness. So it is up to you. You accept the process of Krishna consciousness, then piety would follow you. But normally people follow the piety and they lose Krishna consciousness. So the Kunti Devi's assertion here is that it is not that Yadus made you to appear. No. He says you appear in his family as sandalwood appears in Malay hills. That is, Malay hill became popular because sandalwood appeared in it. Similarly, Yadus became popular because Krishna appeared in it. Just like Eastern Horizon became popular because sun appears in it. So when we refer to west, we refer to sunset. When you refer to east, we refer to awakening of the soul because sun is appearing. And so this point we have to recognize that Krishna appears by his sweet will. Like for example, we go to Ganga Ghat, we do certain small kirtan, we chant Hare Krishna, we take bath, we come back. So we may say we went to this for this. The main purpose is why we do anything. We do anything because to please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Amara agya guru hai tare desa. Jare dekhe tar kahe Krishna upadesh. Wherever we go, we speak about Krishna, we chant his holy name. This is the order, standing order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, our internal purpose is to follow Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The moment I think that, oh, I am going there to preach, I am going there to speak Bhagavatam, then I'll become a big asshole. But if I do anything only because I want to please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then I am in right path. Okay? Like Srila Prabhupada went to America by following the order of his spiritual master. Net result was everything happened. Holy name was distributed in every nook and corner of the cities of the world. Farm communities came up, books were published, BBT was established, food distribution, prasadam distribution happened. But Prabhupada didn't go for prasadam distribution. Prabhupada didn't go for opening temples. He went there to follow the order of his spiritual master. Similarly, we are here to follow the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers. Exactly same way. Krishna doesn't appear because Yadu wanted him in his dynasty, or XYZ wanted to associate with Krishna. Krishna appeared because as an absolute independent personality, he wanted to manifest his spiritual opulence within this material world. This material world is full of poverty. It has no happiness, isn't it? You suffer for hunger, suffering. You suffer for your survival. You always working hard to survive. You want to establish your own independent identity. I'm a male, I'm a female, I'm this and that, survival. The moment you establish an identity, and to maintain that identity is so difficult. It's a suffering. It's a suffering. And everybody is suffering from sex desire. Everybody is suffering from the fatigue. Who is not suffering from fatigue? Oh, I have headache. I have body ache. I have my legs are not are giving so much of trouble to me. It's paining. Fatigue. So all kind of things come when one is situated in body consciousness. Only rascals, they always complain about body. If you want to complain about body, there is no list. You cannot make a list. They are unlimited. So when you switch your consciousness to Krishna consciousness, then you realize how tiny. Prabhupada says tiny. T-I-N-Y. He says tiny. Anybody who knows what is the right pronunciation? Is that tiny?
Tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny.
So Prabhupada says tiny. So how tiny we are. How tiny, right? How insignificant we are. We are really patita. A Krishna conscious person realizes I am patita, I am adhama, right? Whereas others, they try, some are after male chauvinism, some are after female chauvinism. Some are after feminism, some are after melaminism, whatever it is. These are all nonsense. Eh? So, Krishna consciousness is the only way we should lead our life, because that is how we will enter into that manifestation of Krishna's world where Krishna would manifest his spiritual opulence the way he manifested Braj, manifested Mathura, manifested Dwaraka. Okay, those opulences were unheard of in the entire material world, not only this universe, in any universe. Brahma, Shiva, Indra, they hanker to drink the ambrosial nectar emanating from Krishna's opulence, manifested in Braj, Mathura, and Dwaraka. So that is why Krishna comes to savor, to enjoy, to celebrate his opulence. And through that, he is able to fulfill so many other conditions, whether Yadu wanted him to appear in his dynasty, or, so many people, they wanted, oh Krishna, we are suffering, Kamsa is torturing us, please come. Bhudevi was feeling overburdened by so many rascals are, are collecting or with military phalanxes. So there are so many reasons can be there, but they are all satisfied by one thing, that is Krishna consciousness. That is why Prabhupada says, you become Krishna conscious, everything would appear illusion. You become Krishna conscious, everything non-existent. Problems are not there. Which problem? No problem. If you chant Hare Krishna, no problem. If you become Krishna conscious, no problem. Otherwise, we'll be talking problem, 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 and finally death will come and will steal all our problems. Again, new problems would start in new body. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Pramanande Hare Hare. Any question? Are there questions? You can unmute yourself and speak. Vishnu Vansal, how can we perceive that sins of our past life are diminishing by chanting the holy name of the Lord? If you chant the holy name, by that very process, you abstain from sin. You become conscious of your sinful life. More you chant, more blissful you become. You realize that you have been eradicated from sin. If you are chanting, but you are not feeling taste, that means the seed of sin is there within your heart. And so, if you intensely desire to chant more holy name, then you must know that sinful effect is getting reduced. Next question. Hi, Iskan Ranchi. I can't understand the first statement. Suffering people refers to people with material consciousness or spiritual consciousness. There is no suffering in a spiritual consciousness. There is the only suffering in material consciousness. Tava katha amritam tapta jivanam kaviviriritam kalmasapaham. So, gopis are singing this song because they are suffering. They are suffering because of absence of Krishna. So you are saying gopis are pure devotees, how they can suffer? They are suffering because of intense desire to be united with Krishna, and they are missing Krishna. Whereas this prayer from gopis' perspective has a different meaning, from our perspective is a different meaning. So we should not imitate gopis and pray this song. We are indeed suffering from material disease. We are indeed suffering from passion and ignorance. Indeed, we are suffering because of our sinful past. We are suffering because of sinful samskaras that are there upon our psychic body, our mind, intelligence, and false ego. And the only thing that can help us to eradicate is Krishna Katha, Taba Kathamrutam. We must hear Krishna Katha. We must chant Krishna's holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Gopi's suffering is the highest form of spiritual state. That is not their suffering. Gopis are suffering. In that suffering, they are very intimately united with Krishna. They feel for Krishna much more intensely in that state than they would have been in otherwise. So that is a perfected stage. And to enter into that mood, I have to speak or elaborate. I don't think that I should speak on that. So from Gopi's perspective is different, but these are meant for our own elevation. So let's be worried about our material conditioning and how to get rid of it by hearing Krishna chanting His holy name. Hare Krishna, sir, we are doing all Ekadasi where many benefits are written. Are you getting those benefits? How to understand it practically? If you are, again, I told you, if you are after piety of observing Ekadasi, then you have understood nothing. Piety, if somebody observes Ekadasi for piety, is of no use. We observe Ekadasi, we go to Ganga to take bath, we do so many things, not because that we want to earn some piety, but because we want to become liberated from materialistic life and become situated in our original life, that is Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness cannot be achieved by any amount of piety. Krishna consciousness is achieved by surrendering to Krishna and Guru. Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. Chiranjit Rai, in one of Queen Kunti's prayer, how can we be in doubt if Krishna's Kripa is there, as Krishna's Kripa is present equally on everyone? How can we be in doubt if Krishna's Kripa is there, as Krishna's Kripa is present equally on? Yeah, Krishna's Kripa is there on everyone, but you are not receiving it. That is why you have doubt. If you receive Krishna's Kripa, then you will have no doubt. You will be in joy. You will be always chanting. You will be always in joyful state. You will be always saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So doubt would come because if people, even after chanting 20 years, 30 years, they say, oh, did I waste my life by simply chanting Hare Krishna? They do that. Fools. Okay, because they have not accepted Krishna Kripa. If you accept Krishna Kripa, then you realize whatever you have done in this life is all nonsense. The only good thing that you have done is chanting Hare Krishna. Okay. I think we should stop because already 8:17. Pious Saigal, Dandavat Pranam, what is the role of piety for practicing devotee? We see that some devotees are very strict with being honest in dealing when they are serving some instructions of authorities, while some other are flexible while keeping the bigger purpose of engaging others in Krishna consciousness. Example, in fundraising or preaching, we sometimes are not externally honest and make commitment that may not be entirely true. What should be our perspective to this matter? I don't understand your question. Example, in fundraising or preaching, we sometimes are not externally honest and make commitments that may not be entirely true. No issue. As long as you are able to cheat people so that they can give their money to Krishna, you have done a great job. You should actually celebrate. You must celebrate. We are begging, we are going to everyone begging some piece of land in Dehradun, and nobody is giving voluntarily. By cheating, if you can get it, that is the best thing. Eh? So, but we should never get even a single pie for ourselves. For ourselves, we are ready to die without food and water. But to glorify Krishna, we can cheat anyone. That is not cheating. We can fool anyone. That is not fooling. But this principle has to be understood. The point is that this can be only implemented by those who are absolutely detached, who are absolutely pure. That is why more important is you follow someone who is giving you instruction properly. That is the best way to survive in spiritual life. Tarun Reddy, Ramanuja also accepted the theory of transformation rejected by Sankara. According to Sankara, material world is false. It has no existence. Ramanuja, on the other hand, said the material world is energy of Godhead, and the subjective reality does not undergo any change of substance in the matter of material manifestation. In the same way that a singer who creates a song out of his own energy is not diminished due to his creation. Rather, he becomes more glorious. What is your question?
Hare Krishna, sir.
Ah,
Sir, here it is said that uh, subjective reality does not undergo any change of substance in the matter of material manifestation. So, like this sentence, I am not able to follow. What is meaning of subjective reality and what is like does not undergo any change of substance?
I have to go through the context. Simply one small paragraph if we give, how I will understand this.
Yes, sir.
The point here is that the world, Sankara said the world is false. Yes, world is false from our perspective. But world is not false from Krishna's perspective. We must reject everything for our own sense gratification. But you can accept everything for Krishna's pleasure. So that is the overriding principle. But there is a great danger there. If I take the pretense of I'm doing for Krishna's pleasure, but actually internally enjoying for myself, that is the greatest danger.
So, Hare Krishna, sir.
Ah,
Sir, sir, while book distribution, students sometimes they ask that I am doing good, everything is going good. Why should I take your Bhagavad Gita? And sir, how should we reply, sir?
you should say, yes, everything goes right for you, but you will die one day, my dear friend. So what is good there? Everything is going nice for you, but one day you'll become sick. One day you will surely become old, invalid. You'll be treated or mistreated like a child by your very son and family members. From so many angles you can tell.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Vinayak Goyal, you want to say something?
No, sir, stop it.
Speak loudly.
Sir, I have one question. Like in the beginning, you were saying that we can uh, judge a person by like how much renounced he is and by seeing his actions. But like when we see uh, the poor people usually, means they appear to be renounced externally. Like if you give them 10 rupees, they will use it. Means they will not uh, keep it for like, but if we get 10 rupees, we will worry about, okay, let me save something or this and that. But if we give to them, then they will not be interested. Means they will use it and they will forget about it, and they are not worried about the next day. Basically, it appears that way. So like how to understand, like if, and mostly they are pious also, looks like they are pious also. So how to understand it, that
They are
are
not
they?
pious. When you are sinful, you are given a poverty-stricken life such that your sin can be reduced. Circumstantial piety is not a piety. But as you know, throughout the lecture, I'm telling, don't look for piety, piety, piety. Piety will not give you Krishna consciousness. No amount of piety can give you Krishna consciousness. So whether you are rich or poor doesn't matter. Somebody became rich because of some piety, and somebody made use of that piety and has become poor. It's a cycle. So this so-called piety has no value actually. Like today we saw in Mauni Amavasya, so many people have come. I saw so many people, some are throwing some coins inside the Ganga. There are so many, they are throwing, what is that called, flowers into the Ganga. There are some, they are showing candles to the Ganga. I don't know what is their mindset. But we went, we took bath in Ganga because by Ganga gives us, Ganga is the direct evidence of Krishna's appearance as Vamandev. Ganga reminds us Krishna. That is why we went to take bath in Ganga. We didn't go for looking for piety of Krishna, Ganga Maya, mujhe ye de do, wo de do. Nahi. Seeing Ganga, we remember Krishna. That is why we go to Ganga, not for piety. I was seeing the ladies with their saris and everything put on, they are taking dip. I was realizing, Baba, after, they are taking this bath and, it will be so cold, and with the cold, wet cloth, it is even more cold. For us, it was easy because we almost went with our bare body and took bath, chanting Hare Krishna, came back, and again we started chanting. So we are not here for piety. Those who are looking for piety, they are first-class materialist. So whether you save money, don't save money is all same thing. Dry stool and wet stool. No distinction. Okay, we should stop here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpataruvasya kripa sindhuvevacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय, गौर प्रमानंदे हरि हरि।
Hare